Okay, so in the last episode, sorry, I forgot my introduction. Hi, I'm Renee Buster, my REI secret weapon, or like I like to say, I'm your REI secret weapon. The last episode was Think and Grow Rich, Chapter 2 homework in the handy dandy action guide, courtesy of C. Stacy Sunday. And next, we're going to work on Chapter 3's homework. All right, are you ready? Autosuggestion, the third step toward riches. Autosuggestion, the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Autosuggestion is a term that applies to all suggestions and all self-administered stimuli that reach a person's mind through the five senses. Stated another way, autosuggestion is self-suggestion. It is the agency of communication between that part of the mind where subconscious thought takes place and that which serves as a seat of action for the subconscious mind. Through the dominating thoughts we permit to remain in our conscious mind, whether these thoughts are negative or positive is immaterial. The principle of autosuggestion voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. No thought, whether negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion, with the exception of thoughts picked up from the ether. Stated differently, all sense impressions perceived through the five senses are stopped by the conscious thinking mind and may be either passed on to the subconscious mind or rejected. The subconscious faculty serves as an outer guard to the approach of the subconscious. Nature has built us so that we have absolute control over the material that reaches our subconscious minds through our five senses, although this is not meant to be constructed as a statement that we always exercise this control. In the great majority of instances, we do not exercise it, which explains why so many people go through life in poverty. The subconscious mind resembles a fertile garden spot in which weeds will grow in abundance if the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown. Autosuggestion is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his or her subconscious mind on thoughts of a creative nature, or by neglect, permit thoughts of a destructive nature to find their way into this rich garden of the mind. You were instructed in the steps described in Chapter 1 on desire to read aloud twice daily the written statement of your desire for money and to see and feel yourself already in possession of the money. By following these instructions, you communicate the object of your desire directly to your subconscious mind in a spirit of absolute faith. Through repetition of this procedure, you voluntarily create thought habits that are favorable to your efforts to transmute desire into its monetary equivalent. Go back to the steps described in the Take Action section in Chapter 1 and read them again very carefully before you proceed further. Then, when you come to Chapter 6, Organized Planning, read very carefully the 4 instructions for the organization of your mastermind group. By comparing these 2 sets of instructions with what has been stated about autosuggestion, you of course will see that the instructions involve the application of the principle of autosuggestion. Remember, therefore, when reading aloud the statement of your desire, through which you are endeavoring to develop a money consciousness, that the mere reading of the words is of no consequence unless you mix emotion or feeling with your words. If you repeat 1,000,000 times the famous Emile Quo formula, day by day in every way, I am getting better and better, Without mixing emotion and faith with your words, you will experience no desirable results. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only thoughts that have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. Your subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only the thoughts that have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. This is a fact of such importance, it is repeated in practically every chapter. The main reason the majority of people who try to apply the principle of autosuggestion get no desirable results is because they don't understand that their subconscious mind recognizes and acts upon only thoughts that have been well mixed with emotion or feeling. Plain, unemotional words do not influence the subconscious mind. You will get no appreciable results until you learn to reach your subconscious mind with thoughts or spoken words that have been well emotionalized with belief. Do not become discouraged if you cannot control and direct your emotions the first time you try. Remember, there is no such possibility as something for nothing. The ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind has its price, and you must pay that price. You cannot cheat, even if you desire to do so. The price of ability to influence your subconscious mind is everlasting persistence in applying the principles described in chapters 1 through 13. You cannot develop the desired ability for a lower price. You alone must decide whether or not the reward you are striving for, the money consciousness, is worth the price you must pay for an effort. Wisdom and cleverness alone will not attract and retain money, except in a few very rare instances where the law of averages favors the attraction of money through these sources. The method of attracting money described in this workbook does not depend upon the law of averages. Your ability to use the principle of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate on a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession. When you begin to carry out the take action instructions described in chapter 1, you need to tap into the power of concentration. Your subconscious mind takes in and acts on all repeated orders given in a spirit of absolute faith. For example, when you fix in your own mind the exact amount of money you desire, hold your thoughts on that amount of money by concentrating or fixating your attention with your eyes closed until you can actually see the physical appearance of the money. Do this at least once each day as you go through these exercises. See yourself actually in possession of the money. See, we're actually in possession of money. Here is a most significant fact. The subconscious mind takes any orders given it in a spirit of absolute faith and acts upon those orders, although the orders often have to be presented over and over and over again through repetition before they are interpreted by the subconscious mind. Important summary points. No thought, whether negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of autosuggestion. The ability to reach and influence your subconscious mind has a price you must pay. The price is everlasting persistence in applying the 13 steps. The subconscious mind takes any orders given it in a spirit of absolute faith and acts on those orders. Imagine yourself already in possession of your definite desire. Place your written statement where you can see it night and morning, Read it just before going to bed and again upon awaking until you have it memorized. You can become the master of yourself and your environment because you have the power to influence your subconscious mind. Take action. The instructions given in Chapter 1 are summarized and blended with the principles covered in this chapter. Take these suggestions seriously and implement as quickly as possible. Number 1, go to some quiet spot, preferably in bed at night, where you will not be disturbed or interrupted. Close your eyes and repeat aloud so you can hear your own words the written statement of the amount of money you intend to accumulate, the time limit for its accumulation, and a description of the service or merchandise you intend to give in return for the money. As you carry out these instructions, you see yourself already in possession of the money. For example, suppose you intend to accumulate $50,000 by the 1st of January, 5 years from now, by giving personal services as a salesperson in return for the money. Your written statement of your purpose should be similar to the following. By January 1st, 2029, I will have in my possession $50,000 that will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service possible, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service as a salesperson of paralegal services. It says to describe the service or merchandise you intend to sell. Business development and coaching, mentoring. I believe, and it goes on to say, I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received. Number 2, repeat this program night and morning until you can see in your imagination the money you intend to accumulate. Place a written copy of your statement where you can see it at night and in the morning. Read it just before retiring and upon arising until you have it memorized. Remember, as you carry out these instructions, you are applying the principle of auto-suggestion for the purpose of giving orders to your subconscious mind. Remember also that your subconscious mind will act only upon instructions that are emotionalized and handed over to it with feeling. Faith is the strongest and most productive of the emotions. Follow the instructions given in Chapter 2 on faith. These instructions may at first seem abstract. Do not let this disturb you. Follow the instructions no matter how abstract or impractical they may at first appear to be. The time will soon come, if you do as you have been instructed in spirit as well as in act, when a whole new universe of power will unfold to you. Skepticism in connection with all new ideas is characteristic of all human beings. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by belief, and this in turn will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. Then you will have arrived at the point where you may truly say, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I'm going to repeat the take action steps. Number 1, go to some quiet spot, preferably in bed at night, where you will not be disturbed or interrupted. Close your eyes and repeat aloud so that you can hear your own words. The written statement of the amount of money you intend to accumulate, the time limit for its accumulation, and a description of the service or merchandise you intend to give in return for the money. As you carry out these instructions, see yourself already in possession of the money. Number 2, repeat this program night and morning until you can see in your imagination the money you intend to accumulate. And last, number 3, place a written copy of your statement where you can see it at night and in the morning. Read it just before retiring and upon arising until you have it memorized. All right, so that was chapter 3. Then we'll be caught up and I will be making the chapters chronological. We're going to do the homework as it appears in the actual reading material. Is it better if I bring it to myself? Here you go. And then when I finish the homework as it's described in the book, I'm going to follow up with the workbook. And then you'll get double doses of homework. I actually, so far, think I like picking the homework out of the book myself over following the action guide. But the action guide has its good points too, in that it is it's simplified for you. It's already summarized as the Napoleon Hill Foundation feels like they captured Napoleon's content and made it easier for us. But you know, I don't like easy. I like to be the easy button for all of you, but I like to learn things the right way, the correct way, the impactful way, not just the easy way. Some might say that I like to learn things the hard way. I say a lot that my daughter has to bump her head before she learns something. And I'm sure she probably gets that from me. Until next time, please subscribe if you haven't already. Share the episodes with your friends and family. Ask them to subscribe. Also like, comment, interact. This is your channel. We're all learning together. I know it feels like I'm just kind of learning at you, but this is intended to be a somewhat interactive experience. All right, my REI Secret Weapons, seeing you out, and catch me on Facebook. See you later.